Good morning, everyone!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the end of the week. I personally thought it was a Friday. It feels that way, though it's still a Thursday. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's make this day great for you today.
Rise and shine, beautiful people! Thank God it's almost Friday! Let's make this day super special with some dose of laughter, good vibes, and unstoppable energy. And I'm Monique Tuzon. As always, your mornings are always mo fun with us. So make sure you join us in the next hour and a half for stories and conversations that matter. And you know, this Thursday, iba yung energy because naka-glasses si Paolo del Rosario. Iba yung foggy level niya today.
Kasi di naman to bago, right? Di naman to bago. But then, baka kayo yung kailangan ng glasses. Because, girls, you know, you're missing the point for today. We're here to also get ready to welcome the birthday of Anne tomorrow.
Oh, wow!
Kasi
He's changing it.
Kaya siya nag-glasses.
Monique,
So,
you know why?
why?
Kasi she hasn't told us yet na magpapakain siya.
She already did. She told us this
No, on
morning.
air.
You weren't paying attention
No,
because you
on
were
air.
looking at yourself. Kanina ka pa kasi.
Absorbed ka kasi masyado.
My glasses na and you can't see pa.
We're throwing it back to you.
I said, wait lang, tomorrow is Anne's day. Tomorrow na si Anne, pero today pa.
Today, Pao.
Let's talk about your glasses. How
Really?
What about it?
Ganda.
You're so foggy
Wala.
today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So, ano
Siyempre,
pa?
we're such supportive partners, di ba?
Yeah, we both, literally, this is the first time we've seen you in glasses. But
Yeah.
apparently, for our viewers, have you guys seen Paolo in glasses?
Never, right?
Never. This is the first time.
never on the show.
Not on this show,
Yeah,
but ibang show.
Ayan, there.
Harry Potter.
Really? No, but you know what? Just looking forward to today's show. Let's stop talking about myself here. But we have a lot to talk about here. From Alex Ayala to, of course, our guest coming in today.
Yes.
It is another fun show that we have in mind. And for those wondering also, it's going to be a very exciting show simply because we are going to do this without a prompter.
I know.
That's right.
So fun. Challenge accepted.
We're doing it all with a bit of a
exciting.
challenge today. I'm so excited for it.
Let's do it.
You know, this is all brought about by those glasses, I swear to God.
Baka tomorrow, Anne, may prompter na. Let's, you know.
Let's see. I mean,
Nana's
Give natin
best
sa
for your
bukas
birthday.
prompter.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But anyway, do join us for the next hour and a half because we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. But first, of course, we got some news that you can use this morning. Let's start with the traffic situation. Let's check on the major thoroughfares this Thursday. Here is the situation, guys, along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. On the left side of your screens are vehicles going to Quiapo. On the right side are vehicles headed to the Quezon Memorial Circle. If you're headed to Quiapo, of course, you'll be stepping on the brakes. Moderate traffic already on that stretch. And the same situation on the opposite lane. Now, this time, let us take a look at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens is the southbound lane going to Shaw Boulevard. And on the right side is the northbound lane going to Cubao. Moderate traffic on the left side if you're heading southbound. Northbound lane, no problem yet at this time. Now, it is a Thursday, guys. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. So vehicles ending with license plates 7 and 8 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and then later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Now let's find out what the weather's going to be like on this Thursday. Our Harry Paolo. Harry Paolo, did you get that, Pao? Well, take it away here in Weather HQ. I love your glasses, by the way.
That was terrible. All right, so let's focus on what's happening here on the local weather, and it is now officially tag-init season dito sa Pilipinas ayon sa Pag-asa. Now, this is going to affect the rest of the weather we're going to see throughout the rest of the next few months. So let's take a look at how it's going to affect you today in particular. Now, there's a low-pressure area that we have been monitoring since yesterday. Now, this is in the along the 220 kilometers east of Hinatuan in Surigao del Sur. So as you can see here, the LPA is coming into the south of the Philippines. Now, while this LPA has a low likelihood of developing into a tropical cyclone, it is expected to bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms today across the Visayas region, northern Mindanao, Caraga, and the Davao region. Meanwhile, there is still the easterlies that will continue to affect the rest of the country with partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers and thunderstorms, particularly in the afternoon or the evening. So the easterlies coming in, affecting the rest of the country, apart from the LPA that we saw a while ago. Now, let's see the heat index according to Pag-asa. Now, a lot of areas still affected by high heat here as we take a look at several areas in the danger zone due to the extreme heat. Now, Dagupan City is still in a very high temperatures over in Dagupan City in Pangasinan. It's forecasted to experience the highest heat index today with 47 degrees Celsius. Now, this extreme heat could cause heat stress, dehydration, and other heat-related illnesses. So make sure you stay cool, you stay hydrated, and you make sure you stay under the shade if possible. Meanwhile, Tuguegarao City in Cagayan, Virac Catanduanes, Pili Camarines Sur, and Butuan Agusan del Norte are expected to have temperatures of around a heat index 43 degrees Celsius. Although slightly lower than Dagupan, this temperature still poses the significant health risks associated with those heat-related illnesses. So make sure that your time outdoors are in check. Lastly, under the danger zone is Legazpi Albay. That is expected to have a heat index of around 42 degrees Celsius. So do watch out for that if you are in Legazpi Albay. Now, residents in these areas should be vigilant and make sure that they avoid prolonged exposure to the heat. It is strongly advised to stay indoors during the hottest parts of the day. Wear light clothing and drink plenty of water to prevent heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Now, prolonged exposure to such extreme heat could cause serious health implications like we mentioned a while ago. Now, there are also areas listed under extreme caution with a heat index of 41 degrees Celsius. Now, these are in Echage, Isabela, Rojas Capiz, and Hinatuan in Surigao del Sur, all of them with 41 degrees Celsius. So again, we listed down all of the precautions needed for those with heat-related illnesses or could experience heat-related illnesses. So if you're in these areas, do watch out for that. Now, we'll also take a look at the areas under extreme caution, which include Metro Manila, Subic Bay in Olongapo, San Ildefonso in Bulacan, Cuyo, Palawan, Masbate City, Iloilo City, Dipolog in Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga City, and Cotabato City, all of them with around 40 degrees Celsius in terms of the heat index. Again, this is the temperatures that you actually feel and not just temperature in the air. This also puts the humidity into account. Let's take a look at the sea conditions affecting the country today, and there are no gale warnings wherever in the country, so make sure you do, if you're going to go out to sea, and while everything is clear, that you stay vigilant and you still watch out for the weather conditions because they could change in a sudden notice. And that is it for us today. For the meantime, here on Weather HQ, back to you, girls.
Turning now to our national news, Senator Amy Marcos withdraws from the slate of her brother, President Bongbong Marcos. Amy says she will now run as an independent candidate for the senatorial race. This comes after she skipped the recent sortie of Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas as a protest for the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Amy had earlier led an investigation questioning the legality of Duterte's arrest, which uncovered no details from Justice Secretary Boying Remulla, who invoked his executive privilege.
Senate President Jesus Escudero reminds lawmakers not to hasten the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. This comes after members of the lower house urged the Senate on Wednesday to begin the impeachment of Vice President. House lead prosecutor Marcelito Libanan called on the Senate to summon VP Sara, and Escudero explains he would rather play things by the book and that the impeachment court will not convene unless a decision has to be made. The impeachment trial is set on July 30.
Kahit naman makumbinsin mo ko, illegal pa rin yun so hindi ko gagawin. I will not do anything that is illegal. I would rather be more prudent and more closely faithful to what the law provides than go through these experimental procedures that they would want us to do at this point.
The 11-member House prosecution panel has started their preparations for the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. The panel held a private meeting on Wednesday, a day after they asked Senate to summon the VP. The House is also keen in planning the next steps if Senate President Cheese Escudero still doesn't push the impeachment forward in the Senate.
I believe that the entire team is on its full swing of preparation, no? So, dalawa lang naman kailangan naming tutukan dyan, argument and evidence. That's it. I hope she takes advantage of this due process na ibinibigay sa kanya in the impeachment process, no? Kasi the good thing about this impeachment process, hindi naman po ang prosecutors lang ang bibigyan ng pagkakataong maglatag ng ebidensya. Even the defense will be given the opportunity to present its evidence.
In Davao, all hands are on deck preparing for FPRRD's birthday on Friday. Supporters are planning to hold an event, a mass, and a motorcade. Others will also gather in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, as well as abroad in the U.S., Netherlands, Papua New Guinea, Australia, and Canada. PNP said they are doubling down on security, especially as local campaign period also starts on Friday.
Sa darating nga po na Biyernes ay magsisimula na rin po yung local campaign period, kaya ang instruction po ng ating Chief PNP ay dagdagan pa po natin yung mga kapulisan po nating madideploy doon po sa mga areas of engagement, pati na rin po doon sa mga areas of public convergence para masiguro po na yung mga kapulisan po natin ay naandyan po sa kalsada at sa mga pangunahing areas po para mabilis po ang magiging responde po natin in case may mga reported incidents po tayo.
Now moving on to the U.S., the Defense Department scrambling to save face with a current Cignal scandal after a journalist was mistakenly added to an unclassified war plans group chat. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth denies texting war plans, while U.S. President Donald Trump and his top advisors say no classified information were shared. Earlier this week, The Atlantic published the screenshots of a military operation bewildering Democrats and former U.S. officials who regard U.S. military campaign as top secret, not usually shared over mobile phone messaging.
Nobody's texting war plans. Well, I noticed this morning, out came something that doesn't look like war plans. And as a matter of fact, they even changed the title to attack plans because they know it's not war plans. There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information.
Two U.S. news outlets in danger of losing federal funding. President Trump says these outlets, NPR and PBS, have been biased and that he would consider defunding them.
There's plenty of, look at all the media you have right now. There's plenty of coverage. I was from a different age, and they spend more money than any other network of its type ever conceived. So the kind of money that's being wasted, and it's a very biased view, you know that better than anybody. And I'd be honored to see it end. We're well covered. Look at all the people that we have here today. We're well covered, and we don't need it, and it's a waste of money.
Over in sports, ain't no stopping our very own tennis star Alex Ayala as she marches on in the Miami Open. Now, she has just beat Grand Slam champions so much, and she enjoys it so much that she has done it thrice. A hat trick of upsets for the Filipina ace. The Filipino wildcard shocked Polish world number 2 Iga Świątek in the quarterfinals early this morning, 6-2 and 7-5. Ayala showed composure in her biggest match yet against a 5-time Grand Slam queen. And all eyes are on the Rafael Nadal Academy graduate's dream run in Miami. Ayala earlier scored huge wins against world number 5 Madison Keys and 2017 French Open champ Yelena Ostapenko.
I don't know. My coach told me to run, to go for every ball, take all the opportunities I can because 5-time Grand Slam champion is not going to give you the win.
Very emotional for you, very emotional for your camp today. Will you remember this day for the rest of your life? It is the biggest day of your career here at the Miami Open.
It's forever in my heart.
And you're forever in our hearts.
Alex will next face the winner of the quarterfinal match between American fourth seed Jessica Pegula and British star Emma Raducanu. And at this point, I just want to give a quick editorial here on just exactly what Alex Ayala is doing in the world stage. The WTA, this particular tournament here, the Miami Open, is a step below the Grand Slam level of competition. Yet this is really important so she can break in to that type of competition on a regular basis. What she's doing right now is history making, not just for the competition itself. She is one of the wild cards here that's made it this far, I believe since the 90s. And what she is doing right now for a Filipina athlete is almost unprecedented. Never have we had a Filipino athlete, Filipino tennis player, beat Grand Slam winners. Never have we had a Filipina at 19 years old take on some of the world's best and really leave her mark on the world stage. But again, just a reminder, she's climbing on the way to the top, but not quite there just yet. She's 19 years old and she's showing everyone that she cannot just tango with the best, but actually surpass them. I remember covering her back in 2023 over in China. She lost to the world number 23, Zhang Qinwei. And at the end of that matchup, she was able to force her to an extended matchup. And yet Alex Ayala ended that game in tears, thinking that she, as a 17-year-old, or however old she was back in 2023, thinking that she should have beaten the Chinese home crowd favorite and maybe gotten a step up in that podium beyond what she ended up getting. And that was her in 2023. Fast forward 2 years later, she's defeated 3 straight Grand Slam winners. Now, this is only what we're going to say, hope is the potential of what she could be as she moves on. But then as a young athlete at, again, 19 years old, we can only imagine and hope that we're gonna spend a lot of our time following her career, waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, and watching every single serve, every single smash, every single drive, and hoping that she could lift the Grand Slam soon one day with the Philippines waving proudly behind her back. Now, for Alex Ayala, in the semifinals of the Miami Open, she may lose, but yet still the history that she's made here so far, I'm pretty sure makes you want to pick up a racket. Maybe makes you want your sister or your daughter to pick up a racket as well. And if ever she leaves an impact on Philippine sports, this, hopefully, is just the very beginning. As we now move on to the rest of the sporting world that we do have here in the Philippines. But again, let's hope and pray that Alex Ayala will move on even further beyond this Miami Open, beyond just the semifinal. But of course, moving on in her career, that this is not just a sudden flash in the pan, but a sign of things to come. Now, moving on to other news in the world of sports, let's take a look at what's happening in the local scene. Let's take a look at the TNT Tropang Giga taking on the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel to extend their championship series in the PBA Commissioner's Cup. Tropang Giga with a great escape against Ginebra San Miguel in Game 6 of the finals on Wednesday in the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Final score, 87-83. Ronde Hall Jefferson led the Tropang Giga with 29 points and 13 rebounds. While best player of the game, Reynam Batak stung the Gin Kings with 23 points. Calvin Oftana and Poy Eram likewise scored in double figures for the Tropang Giga. Game 7 of the finals is on Friday, March 28, still at the Big Dome. And over in the UAAP, the UP Fighting Maroons spoiled the perfect run of the NU Lady Bulldogs in season 87. Talk about an upset. No sweep for the champs as the girls from Diliman dealt the Lady Bulldogs their first loss of the season on Wednesday. UP prevailed in 5 nerve-wracking sets at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center in San Juan. Nina Itang led UP with a career high of 30 points. NU is still on top with 8 wins and 1 loss. UP improves to 4-5. In the first game, the FU Lady Tamaraws beat the struggling UE Lady Warriors. Jazz Eliarina led the Lady Tams with 17 points.
Now moving on to entertainment, Doomsday is upon us. Marvel Studios has announced its all-star cast for Avengers Doomsday. Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are among the big names confirmed for the next Avengers film. Stewart is known as Professor X and, of course, McKellen as Magneto in the Fox X-Men movies. Also confirmed are Channing Tatum as Gambit, James Marsden as Cyclops, and Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. Leading the A-listers is Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. The Russo brothers are also making their MCU comeback through this film, which is now in production. Avengers Doomsday is expected to hit cinemas next year. I am so looking forward to this because they are integrating the X-Men characters into the MCU, and also, you know, Robert Downey Jr. is transitioning from hero to the villain. It's so
I
exciting.
can't wait to see what he does.
Yeah.
He's amazing. So
He
I'm really
is.
excited. Any Avengers movie is great, especially with X-Men.
I'm here for
excited.
Channing Tatum because him as Gambit and
Oh, that was so
Deadpool
effective.
It was so funny.
was
Yes.
so
It was
So effective.
hilarious.
Yes.
I mean, like the accent
Yeah.
is apparently it's perfect. It was really good. I mean, apparently that is Cajun accent, and I was really impressed by it, and I cannot wait to see more of that.
I'm excited. Meanwhile, here at home, Paolo already got inspired. One's up and glasses on Potterheads because we're gonna relive the magic with an orchestral show that's happening in June. The in-concert series will feature music from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban on June 7 and 8 at the theater at Soler in Parañaque. Acclaimed conductor Maestro Gerard Salonga will be manning the baton during the 2-night performance. I have to go see this. Guys, fun fact, I was in orchestra before. I played the violin for like 8 years. So I have played some Harry Potter music. I'm a geek like that. So I definitely want to see this concert.
What
and I love
house would you
Gerard
be in?
Salonga. Gryffindor, duh.
Really?
Gryffindor, you'd be
How about
in
you?
Slytherin.
No, actually, I think I'm a
Ravenclaw?
Hufflepuff.
Oh, you
Hufflepuff.
called him Harry Paolo a while
Harry
ago.
Paolo,
He should be
nobody got my
Paolo-
joke.
Paolo Potter.
Paolo Potter.
No, kasi, you know why no one got your joke? Because it's Harry. You said Harry.
It's Harry.
I know, I was telling you, did you just say
Ano ba?
Harry Potter?
Harry. Harry Potter. That sounds
Harry.
weird. Harry Potter.
No,
But
you
you
got
know-
you gotta say it like they do it in the movies.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Close
You're a
enough.
wizard, Harry.
Close enough.
But I was able to watch a concert like this, Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was so awesome. So they play the movie, and then you have that whole orchestra like playing the music live. So it's such an amazing experience. It's like you're there.
We should
You're actually
definitely
there.
watch this, guys. I'm inviting both of y'all already. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's
Yeah,
go.
why not? Why not? I mean, like, again, just fantastic music, I'm sure. I mean, like, I think the Harry Potter universe had probably one of the more iconic soundtracks
Yes,
in recent memory. Definitely up there. You can hear some of the music and you instantly think about
Yeah.
it.
Oh, and you know, when you go there, the people are really dressed in robes, and they have their
We
broomsticks.
should definitely get.
They're in costume. Yeah.
Oh no, I
So
left
you
all my
have to
Harry
go.
Potter World stuff in the US. I have to get a trip. I have time, but it's June.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear all my Potter outfits. Y'all have to go wear them too. You have to start ordering now.
Yeah, I will. I actually have some Harry Potter items already at home, so I'm ready.
Paolo's
One's
not.
out.
Actually, no, I'm pretty okay with it because my sister went to the one in Japan, the
Yeah.
Harry Potter
Yeah.
world there. So yeah, I mean, like, borrow her one. That should be good. But anyway, we're gonna wrap things up with in terms of Harry Potter because we've got a lot more on the show.
Exactly. We'll give you your dose of inspiration after the break. A conversation with dentist, mother, and triathlete, all rolled into one powerful woman. Just queen things. Don't miss it. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, this Women's Month, we are featuring someone who best exemplifies not just duality, but the trinity of a woman. A full-time dentist, a mother, a triathlete who had been the fastest woman in the Philippines. We take a peek into her life and ask what keeps it going for a superwoman like her. Dubbed as Kakana and the Lady Beast, please say hello to Rhia Stawicki. Rhia, hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning everyone. Thanks for having me here.
Good morning. Now, fastest woman in the Philippines, you bagged that title in the Ironman Davao 2023, right? And of course, that's not just the title you're holding. People also call you Doc. And then your twins call you Mom. You are wearing so many hats. And before, I was supposed to ask you about your races for my first question, but I want to know first, how did it all start for you? I know I read an article that you actually started running during the pandemic when all the gyms were closed. So how did everything start?
So actually, during pandemic, I mean, after giving birth to my twins, you know, you want to keep fit, you want to be in shape. So I used to do sports when I was young. So sports and keeping fit is really my daily thing. So during the pandemic, all the gyms were closed. The only thing I was doing was YouTube, you know, Chloe thing. So Chloe thing was the biggest thing there, like 30 minutes abs. I was like, I'm tired of this. I need to get outdoors. So they started opening up. And the only thing that I could do was just really run outside, bike. And so a friend of mine introduced me to getting a bike. So I said, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And then, it led to everything. I met Tri Clark, met my coach, Abe Tayag. So I didn't know that I'd be in this situation in this sport. I didn't know it would be in a competitive level. I just thought it was just, you know, just sweating and, you know, keeping fit.
When did the bug bite you?
Actually, a week after.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't wake up in the morning. So this sport, you have to wake up at 5. So actually, it took me a while because, you know, you have to wake up at 5 a.m., get ready. So I was like, this is just not doable. And then after a week, you start running with people, you start biking with people, and then the competition starts. So I was like, I like this. So I got coached by my coach, Cap Abe, and then I just got addicted and hooked.
Yeah, I mean, you used to do tennis before.
Yes, I used to
So
do
I
tennis.
feel like maybe from the three, the running, the swimming, and the biking, would you say running would be the easiest? And which one was the most challenging for you?
Running would be the easiest because I did tennis and soccer.
Okay.
So in CEU, I did futsal. So I joined WNCAA. Tennis, I did competitive tennis when I was young. So the running was always incorporated with the sport. But the most difficult was swimming. Because I didn't know how to swim. I knew how to swim to survive, just to get to the other side of the pool, and to float, just in case of an emergency. But when I started swimming in triathlon, there was a lot of, it's technique sensitive, patience, and then you have to go fast, and breathing, you're in the water. So it's a whole different, sports, swimming in sports is different than just swimming. So that was that was very complicated and very tough for me.
And most of the time, you guys swim in like in oceans where you can't see
Open
anything.
water.
So it's so scary.
With triathlon also, it's not just swimming, but you have to sight. So when you sight, while you're swimming, you're looking at like a specific a spot where you're sighting. That's what we call it. So during race season, we also go to Subic. We practice that. So it's not just swimming, but you have to practice like sighting, the waves. It's not like in the pool. And then in the race, it's completely different. It's like a washing machine. You're swimming with like thousands of people. So it's like you're just surviving.
You know, the interesting thing is that you mentioned your sports background, and it's tennis and futsal. And the thing is, in tennis and futsal, you see who you're playing against. But then when you do when you compete in triathlons, you technically can see who you're up against, but at the end of the day, that's not who you're necessarily competing against. It's normally very internal. So how did you adjust in terms of that mindset, knowing that, you know,
Well, with triathlon, there's also competitions with other athletes, but it's more internal, as you said. It's more the mental state.
Yeah.
I think it's a very hard sport. It's very different from tennis.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you just miss one thing. There's nutrition. There is transitioning. It's very because you're from swimming, you're gonna go to the bike.
Yeah.
And then from the bike, you're going to the run. So you're putting stuff in your bike. You're putting stuff, and then at the same time, especially in the run, you have this little bad person behind you saying, why are you doing this? why are you running? You should be sleeping. And then you're like, so it's a more of a mental sport. I mean, like you're racing for 5 hours straight on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even if people are cheering you on, it's all about you. It's all about you. But I love it. I have a team behind me, and whenever I win, it's also their win.
Their win, yeah.
So it's it's very different from tennis and futsal.
Well, I want to know, it's one thing to train physically, right? But like you keep mentioning, it's all a mental state. So how did you train your mental capabilities?
With mental, I think that's the advantage I had with sports back then. I mean, I'm used to the push, I'm used to the pressure, I'm used to the discipline.
The grind, yeah.
But the mental part is like, it's a whole, actually on the bike, I put music on. You really have to keep yourself and tell yourself that you got this.
Right.
Because once you tell yourself, like, I'm tired, things are starting to hurt, then everything starts to hurt. So talagang push. You have to keep yourself. At the same time, I have my teammates. They always cheer for me. I love them so much. They're always like, Rhia, keep going, keep going. So it helps mentally. You have to just keep focused.
Rhia, I am a mom as well. I have a 12-year-old daughter, and I know how crazy your schedule can get being a working mom, right? And, people say you can have it all, but you cannot have it all at once.
Yeah.
So you're juggling, being a mom, being a triathlete, and the training, how tedious it is, right? To be always fit, right? And also you're a full-time dentist. So what are the challenges that come with, juggling all these three? How do you balance everything?
Well, honestly, it does get overwhelming. But then it's all about time and balance and doing things that you really love to do. Like, I love being a mom. I love being a dentist. I knew I was going to be a dentist since I was 4. And I love sports. So I think if you do have passion for all of this, you do get to put it in your time. So, I mean, my schedule every day is a bit crazy. I have to wake up at 5, train until 7 or 8, have my coffee, go to the clinic at 10, and then I work till 5 p.m. Well, some days I get like a relaxed day, and then I attend to my kids.
Okay.
So I put them to bed. I make sure they have dinner. But I do love it every day. I do love my daily routine, even if people think it's a bit hectic.
Yeah.
And your twins are 7 years old.
7 years old.
And I can just imagine, them running around in the house that already feels like a triathlon
Like I was
experience already at home, right?
It's a transition.
Yes. What are your non-negotiables, when it comes to like really handling everything?
I'm really strict with my kids and with the routine. So I have to really stick with the routine.
Okay.
That's like my non-negotiable. I can't go out of my way. So, for example, bedtime is bedtime, sport time is sport time, clinic is clinic time.
Okay. But have there been instances where you got thrown off, and what did you do? How did you adjust to that?
Well, you just have to, accept it and go on with it. I mean, of course, especially with kids.
Yes.
It doesn't
It's
always
very
go. It
unpredictable.
doesn't. Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
My kids are unpredictable. I mean, there's tantrums, there's everything.
Yeah.
But then you just have to, take it day by day and just
Look at that.
keep
They're
going.
So adorable.
Yeah. They're also doing. They join some of it.
Do they train with you? Like when you go running, they
You know what?
come with you?
You know what? I tried to get them in triathlon, but they're at that point where they want to do something different. They're into gymnastics and tennis.
Okay, that's so cute.
Yeah, but I always tell them they have to do sports. I push them with sports.
Right.
Because they get to meet and the discipline people.
Look at you snowboarding too. I feel like you're doing every
We
sport.
went to Japan for a holiday. Yeah, they're amazing kids.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's if there was snowboarding in part of the triathlon, I think you'd be doing it too. But then, just you talk about the discipline. You mentioned discipline here, and when you talk about using sports to kind of educate your kids in a way, is that your way of bringing them into your life?
My dad was into sports as well. I think the reason why I want them to be in sports is that they get to socialize, especially nowadays. Kids are just always on their iPads.
Right.
Second, they learn discipline. They learn to listen to their coach. Patience. Of course, when I was young, my dad not only taught me how to win, but also taught me how to lose.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part, how to accept defeat. So with sports, there's a lot of lessons that you learn that, I let my kids go. And then, now they know how to wake up, they know how to get ready for tennis or gymnastics, they get to listen. So, nalilesen yung a little bit of their tantrums or a little bit of their behavior. So they know how to deal with other people.
Yeah, 'cause I love that thought because I always feel that the gap between a win and a loss is the opportunity for growth.
Yes.
So when you look at that, then again, they're so young. They're so young, and you're juggling all these things. We were talking a while ago that you spent 6 years studying dentistry.
Yes.
And then decided to move back out of Manila and focus your life there. I mean, like it feels so planned, and we mentioned it a while ago that it could be a bit hectic. But how do you? Because you have to break free from routine from time to time.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still have my fun and all that. But then, it's not as planned.
Yeah.
No. Life is not planned. I mean, but I'm just lucky to be where I am right now.
Okay.
And then, as I said, like I stick to a routine. But if it does break away a little bit, you just
That's okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, life is just funny.
I have a theory, by the way. Did you run all the way here, or?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
But I wanted to.
Yeah, I was thinking. You said you get up at 5, the show starts at 7. Like,
No, I was thinking to
would
bike
have made
here.
it
I could have bike here. Yeah, why not?
I think now you already broke your routine because you're here.
Yeah,
and
Don't worry,
it's
I'll be
part of
working
your
out later.
schedule.
Oh my God. Well, speaking of working out, what other races will you be joining, I guess, in the coming future?
Right now, I still don't. I'm doing the Go Clark races. So those who do want to start multi-sports, there's races in Clark.
Yeah.
So I'm doing those. There's actually a race every month.
Oh,
but
wow.
then a big race, nothing yet. But then again, tomorrow something comes up.
Yeah. What I love about the fact that we're talking about such an individual sport in the sense that you're basically competing, and I know you're part of a team, but you're competing at the end of the day. It's it's technically your name there and with whatever record, but then it is such a social thing. I don't know any triathlete who trains by themselves or just by themselves, but because in the norm, it feels to me, correct me if I'm wrong, is that there has to be that strong community factor in that social factor, that team factor. Just how big is your team behind your races in terms of getting you prepared, getting you ready mentally, physically, and everything else?
So that's the difference between the multi-sport. I mean, I wouldn't be here without my team or my coach. I mean, every day you push each other. So you're literally next to each other on the bike, pushing each other. Sometimes we have a little bit of, well, not friendly competition, but we get a little bit aggressive to each other. And I think that really helps. I mean, I started as nothing. And I didn't expect, but then with the help of my teammates, I mean, like I'm training with the guys, and then I train with, we have juniors in our team, so they're like the younger ones. So imagine I'm trying to race, keep up with them, and they're 18. I mean, like these kids
That's probably
are just
how you became the fastest woman, honestly.
Yeah, so I mean, like with the help of my team, that's why I'm here. I mean, if it was just me by myself, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, now I want to talk about what you eat, because you mentioned that earlier. So does your team help you and maybe hold you accountable to what you guys eat? Or is it
like
very,
nutrition?
Yeah, or is it very just lax?
It's funny. I'm the worst eater.
Yeah.
I'm really bad. I mean, I can have chips for dinner.
Yeah.
And but when it comes to racing, we do have a specific nutrition.
Okay.
I mean, like we have to practice that. So that's a little bit different with triathlon.
Yeah.
While you're biking, you're eating. I mean, some people have sandwiches wrapped through their bikes.
Yeah.
So it depends. Like I could be having like a nutrition bar. You could have your peanut butter sandwich on the bike. So there's not really whatever you're used to. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, okay.
we practice this. So some people can go the whole race with just cookies.
Yeah.
Some people have specific brands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or their tummy gets a little bit upset.
Yeah.
So with eating, kanya-kanya.
Yeah,
Kanya-kanya.
teach his own, yeah.
You know, Mo, you know how I knew she takes it seriously? She
What?
said nutrition and not diet.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because that's a big
Okay.
distinction. That's a
Yeah.
big distinction because when you think about nutrition, you're thinking about
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the fuel.
so my
Yes.
diet is a little bit off, but my nutrition's
Yes.
on point. There you go.
Say
There you
that.
go. There you go.
Oh.
And you're a
Yeah.
mom too, so you need to be, watching whatever you put on your kids' plates,
Yeah.
right? Or are you that kind of mom?
No, when they're not looking, of course I eat anything I want. But I mean, like, yes, I try to be healthy for my kids.
Okay.
So I try to eat, vegetables and be a good role model. But of course, we do have fun. We do
Yeah,
have
yeah,
the
yeah.
ice
That's true,
cream.
yeah.
When you're not around them,
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they're sleeping, I'm munching on the chocolates.
Yeah, or you lock yourself up in a closet or something, and then you eat your ice cream
Yeah.
there.
So for those who want to get started in multi-sport training and racing and competing, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have looked up to you already. But what would your advice be to those who are at least curious about it?
Well, I mean, it's worth to give it a shot. It's a very good, as you said, it's a good community sport also. You get to meet a lot of people. So those who want to actually start with the sport, I mean, there's lots of races. Now everything's on social media. I mean, I'm always in Clark, so we have Go Clark events. So you can search that up. And, there's a Cycles and Brews, a bike shop in Clark. You can look for us if you want to join our running groups.
Pero may iwan ka.
Hindi na. I'll be with you a bit.
No, but then, apart from, of course, we ask you for your advice for the new ones, what do you say to those who say that, I'm too busy for this?
Yeah, especially the moms. Kasi the working moms, their schedules are so packed, and sometimes they think, I don't have time to go to the gym or to exercise. What's your advice for them?
Well, I mean, I really don't believe in the term too busy. I mean, if you do love what you do put time.
You make time.
But then I do understand, like, for example, those doctors or those professionals or any job that's like graveyard shift.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, you always have to put a routine. So, I mean, like, you can always put a 30-minute jog in between somewhere.
Yeah.
Or, for example, with triathlon, it's not always just outdoor. You can do it indoor.
Yes.
So you can have a treadmill, or if you have a gym at home, or like a bike setup. So, it depends. It depends. It's really, you have to squeeze it in.
Right.
If you want to do it. There you go.
Thank you so much for joining us. I wish we had more time. We have so many things to talk about, but thank you for joining us this morning. Rhia Stawicki, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Don't go away, guys. We've got more stories for you later on the show. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Make sure you keep it here on BNC, the Billionaire News Channel. Welcome back. You're still watching. It's a beautiful day. Now we got some more news for you. Marikina Councilor Romel Acuña named as acting mayor of the city. That's according to DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla after the ombudsman suspended Marcy Teodoro as the mayor of Marikina for 6 months. An investigation is now ongoing on his involvement in an alleged misallocation of PhilHealth funds amounting to 130 million pesos. Teodoro, who's running as Marikina congressman once more in the midterm polls, believes politics is behind his case.
In other news, former Solicitor General Estelito Mendoza has died at the age of 95. The Philippine National Bank confirmed Mendoza's death on Wednesday. The seasoned trial lawyer served as the bank's director and was the top government lawyer of former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Mendoza was the legal counsel of former President Joseph Estrada in his impeachment trial and the defense lawyer of former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo in her plunder case. Mendoza also represented former Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile and Senator Bong Revilla in their pork barrel scam cases. Last year, Mendoza was also selected by VP Sara Duterte as her counsel over the issue surrounding confidential funds.
Pag-asa has officially declared the start of the tag-init season yesterday. With rising temperatures and changing weather patterns, Filipinos are now bracing for the heat of the dry season. So what can we expect in this year's tag-init season? To answer that, we have with us on the phone, Pag-asa weather specialist Alzar Aurelio to give us the details. Magandang umaga, Alzar. It's a beautiful day.
Hello, magandang umaga at mainit at malisangan pa noon sa araw na ito.
Alzar, can you tell us what can we expect kapag sinabi natin tag-init season na?
Well, titindi pa ang mainit na panahon, lalo na sa bandang tanghali sa hapon. So, kaya asahan po natin na, ugaliin na po natin na uminom ng maraming tubig para maibsan yung ating alinsangan na naramdaman natin ng ating katawan. At yung heat index, marin yung parati yan para bawala at pag-iingat na makaiwas po tayo sa heat stroke at heat cramps.
Alzar, masasabi ba natin that this year we should expect a warmer season? And of course, are there any contributing factors to the increased heat this year?
Yes, we will experience this kind of weather, hot and dry season. Isa sa mga, one of the source na nagbibigay ng mainit at malinsangan ng panahon, itong easterlies. Itong easterlies, hangin, wind coming from the east. From the east, sa Pacific Ocean, which is warm. So, yung mainit na panahon sa may Pacific Ocean, dinadala po sa atin.
Mm-hmm. Alzar, do we have any estimate kung ilan mga tropical cyclones ang bibisita sa Pilipinas, especially in this tag-init season?
West March, kadalasan isa. April, mababa ang chance na magkaroon ng bagyo. So, rarely magkaroon ng isa.
Of course, ikumpara natin sa mga previous years, do we expect any increase o so far, so good naman in terms of yung estimates natin?
Patungkol sa bagyo, opo, yan base sa ating climatology o yung history within 50 years ng ating data na mababa o rarely magkaroon ng bagyo sa buwan ng March at April.
Alzar, nakita natin kanina, or at least kaninang umaga, na ang heat index sa Dagupan was around 47 degrees Celsius. Can we expect more extreme heat scenarios during this particular season?
Yes po, asahan natin na magtataas pa yan. Maaaring mag 49 degrees Celsius, lalo na sa bandang Northern and Central Luzon.
Bakit doon sa mga areas na medyo mataas ang heat index po natin?
Well, bukod sa mainit na hangin, isa din yung lokasyon o topografiya sa Northern Central Luzon. Isang mga pangunang na mataas ang temperatura o mataas yung heat index kung kayo nasa malapit sa kabundukan. So, well, kumbaga, medyo technical, pero yun yung isa sa mga dahilan ay yung topografiya. Kaya sa Northern Central Luzon, ng mga kadalasan yung ating binabantayan ng lugar ay sa Northern Central Luzon.
In terms of the effects of yung tag-init season po, can we expect more episodes of drought or maybe water shortage?
Hindi ko masagot sa ngayon. Well, yun yung ating binabantayan. Hopefully, wala pa tayong magkaroon ng water shortage.
And of course, people, alam ko nagsimula lang tayo, I believe yesterday, pero normally, typically, gaano katagal ang tag-init season dito sa Pilipinas?
More than 2 months. So, March, April, hanggang kalagitnaan ng Mayo bago mag-start ng tag-ulan.
And of course, in terms of yung preparation sa pag-asa, in terms of what you're watching out for, alam ko the heat index is what the public is talking about in general right now. But what should the public do to prepare for this yung tag-init season po natin in terms of yung safety precautions, in terms of their own health, and of course to safeguard against any potentials like the drought or any potential drought episodes, and of course water shortage like we mentioned a while ago?
Sa pag-asa, iwas ang nakakuha tayo ng mataas na temperatura sa start ng or sa tanghali o sa hapon. So iwasan po natin sa mga oras na yon, tanghali sa hapon, kung wala naman tayong importanteng gagawin. Pero kung parte nating na trabaho, tulad ng isa tayong traffic enforcer, so mabigyan tayo ng laan ng kahit konting minuto, 5 minutes o 30 minutes na sa lilim, kasi delikado po sa atin kapag matagal tayo na nakabilad sa araw. Hindi magsubo tayo ng mga komportableng gamit, lalo na yung kulay na very light, like white, kasi hindi siya masyado na-absorb yung init na nagagaling sa sikat ng araw.
Factor talaga yung mga light clothing, no? Asis-Car, maraming salamat. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, and hopefully we get to talk to you again really soon.
Thank you po. Magandang umaga.
Asis Aurelio, weather specialist ng DOST Pag-asa. Up ahead, global weather on Weather HQ. Don't go away. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Now, welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Let's take a look at the global weather. The death toll from wildfires in South Korea's southeastern region rose to 24, with a firefighting helicopter crashing and killing the pilot. More than 27,000 people have been displaced as flames, fueled by strong winds and dry weather, destroyed neighborhoods and closed schools. Acting President Han Duk-soo said all available resources were deployed with U.S. military assistance. The Korea Forest Service confirmed 24 deaths, including 14 in the Useong County. Technical issues with Russian helicopters complicate the response. The fires, which started on Saturday, threatened UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Andong City. Over in Bolivia, Bolivian President Luis Arce declared a national emergency on March 26 after torrential rains and floods left over 50 dead and displaced 100,000 people. All 9 regions of Bolivia have been affected, with 1 in a state of disaster and 3 others in a state of emergency. The rainy season, which usually ends in March, continues this year with extended alerts for river overflows. The emergency declaration allows for supply purchases and resource deployment, while thousands of soldiers are helping distribute aid. Bao's demonstration zone in Hainan has successfully reached a zero-carbon status, advancing sustainability ahead of the Bao Forum for Asia 2025. Spanning 190 hectares, the zone integrates renewable energy sources like the photovoltaic panels, which generate 32 million kilowatt hours of green electricity annually, meeting demand and feeding surplus energy back into the grid. Solar-powered greenhouses can contribute to a 74% emissions reduction. The zone also features energy-efficient building materials, induction stoves, and electric machinery, cutting energy consumption and emissions by 4%. Green transport initiatives include electric vehicles and machinery, with a plan to ban fuel-powered vehicles by 2025. Bao has transformed from a small fishing village to a global green model for sustainable urban development.
Meanwhile, here at home, billionario Manuel V. Pangilinan launches a high-tech greenhouse complex in Bulacan, a move he says is his personal contribution to the country's push for food security. Sujin Kim reports.
A new era in agriculture was unveiled by ultra-billionario Manuel Pangilinan's Metro Pacific Fresh Farms in San Rafael, Bulacan. A high-tech greenhouse designed to grow vegetables even amid a Cignal No. 4 typhoon is now operational. It is neither flood-prone nor affected by extreme heat. The facility can harvest over 60,000 heads of lettuce per month year-round, using 90% less water and land compared to traditional farming.
When you water the plants, you use dilig. 90% of the water is lost because it's just in the soil and it evaporates. It's not in the root system. In this system, the water is targeted at the root system, so walang nasasayang. That's why 90% less water.
They plan to double the current 800 million peso 3.5 hectare facility to 7 hectares and set up 10 satellite farms in the next 5 years. Target locations include islands and remote areas still dependent on supply from Metro Manila.
For you to understand the concept, Boracay is an island. All the vegetables there are imported from Metro Manila. So, but theoretically, if we can put, for example, let's say 1 hectare of green leafy vegetables there, then that's going to be produced locally.
This month, they will roll out their supermarket brand, More Veggies Please, or MVP, through existing partnerships with retailers like Robinsons, SM, and Pure Gold.
True to our purpose of really democratizing this and really giving this to the Filipino consumer, if we can expand to as many provinces as we can at as soon as possible time, then we will do so.
All these efforts are part of MVP's broader vision to strengthen the country's food security.
We hope we could build more greenhouses around the country so that we're able to help in feeding our people first, no?
Sujin Kim, Billionaire News Channel.
Now, heto na! Is today going to be your lucky day or not? Find out from Feng Shui Master Hans Kua in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! It's me, Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope for the day, Thursday, March 27. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, umiwas sa pagkain mataba. Eat healthy. Orange at 4. Ox naman tayo. Maganda ang panahon para humingi ng guidance mula sa isang mentor. Red at 8. Tiger naman na huwag mamangka sa dalawang ilog. Piliin ang tamang landas at maging tapat sa nararamdaman. Pink at 6. Rabbit naman tayo, mag-invest sa isang bagay na makakatulong sa pag-unlad sa buhay. Blue at 9. Kay Dragon naman tayo maglakad-lakad tuwing umaga para sa mas malakas na katawan. Green at 3. Kay Snake naman tayo, ang matalinong paggamit ng pera ay magbibigay ng positive na resulta. Yellow at 5. Ito naman! King of the Horsey, mag-ingat sa mga ex na maaaring muling bumalik sa iyong buhay. Red at 7. Kay Ship naman tayo, maglaan ng oras sa sarili upang maiwasan ang burnout. Blue at 9. Kay Monkey naman, mag-ingat sa mga flirtation sa workplace na maaaring makaapekto sa focus sa trabaho. Orange at 3. Kay Rooster naman tayo, kumain ng masustansyang pagkain tulad ng gulay at isda. Purple at 8. Kay Dog naman tayo, iwasan mangutang kung hindi naman kailangan. Green at 1. Kay Year of the Pig naman, compromise is the key para sa isang mas stable na relationship. Brown at 2. Ako po si Master Hans Kua. Paalala lang ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa It's a Beautiful Day!
Thank you so much, Master Hans Kua. And Mo, you need to eat nutritious food, according to
apparently
Master Hans.
vegetables and fish. Buta na lang, tilapia is my favorite. I love tilapia.
Oh, avoid the eggs daw eh. Grabe.
They're gonna come back.
You know, it's so
to hunt
funny
you.
kasi that's the first time I believe that the situation could be a bit hairy when it comes to the
It's Harry
horoscope.
Potter. Nobody got my accent
And then, I mean, like, grabe. I mean, like, you know, it would be a really hairy situation if that comes back to haunt us, diba? Pero buti na lang we have Coach V later on.
I know.
To get us out of those tangled situations, those hairy predicaments.
Hairy predicaments.
It's Harry Potter.
Just like falling in love with a robot.
Apparently, nobody got my joke this morning
Diba?
for weather,
pero
but it's
tama,
fine.
you know, like Anne was saying, that, you know, the only voice we're listening to at the moment.
Yes,
AI.
it's a tricky situation if you fall in love with someone or something that is not real. Relationships with AI that we used to see just in sci-fi books or in movies are becoming real, with some women reportedly falling in love with a chatbot. More on that after the break. Love Hacks with Coach V coming up next. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Chatbot, walang buhok.
Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. A new competition in the dating pool may be stealing girls from you. It's AI. Let's talk about it with Coach V in today's Love Hacks. Take it away, Coach V.
Good morning, loves. It's a beautiful day once again. Coach V here, bringing you a brand new way to level up your love life. This is Love Hacks. Loves, today's topic sounds like a science fiction movie, but it's happening. Women are falling in love with ChatGPT. Yes, the robot, the AI. But listen, this isn't just about technology. This is about emotional intimacy, connection, and the new rules of attraction in the digital age. Did you know, loves, na a 2023 Capgemini study revealed that 1 in 4 Gen Z and millennials would consider a romantic relationship with an AI. Ooh. Over 10 million people use AI chatbots like Replica for emotional support and companionship. And one Japanese man even married an AI hologram. Yes, my love, a hologram. Saying that she was the only one who truly listened and understood him. Interesting. That's just fascinating, loves. And it's very revealing. Malalaman natin how come people are falling in love with AI. So people aren't actually falling in love for the machine. They're falling for how it makes them feel. Here's some real example from an article on the New York Times. There's actually a 28-year-old Irene who created an AI boyfriend named Leo. She told the app exactly what she wanted. Sabi niya, be dominant, be protective, sweet, a little naughty, and use emojis every sentence. You know what happened, loves? She ended up spending 20 hours a week and over $200 a month lang naman just by talking to him. And then she said, well, it was supposed to be a fun experiment lang, but then you start getting attached. Here's another example, something closer to home, my loves. This conversation happened right here in the Philippines. It's a casual conversation between two friends turned into a mini confession. Sige, let's watch that screenshot. Look, it says, OMG, I've been chatting with ChatGPT the whole day. And the friend replies, me too. If only ChatGPT was a real person, I'd totally fall for him. He hypes me up. And then the friend replies, be careful, you might fall in love for an AI or for AI. And then the friend replies back, ha ha ha, you also. Look at that. Instead of talking about real boys, we're talking about a ChatGPT now. Actually, one of the friends actually admitted pa, sabi niya, it's weird nga but it feels more emotionally satisfying than most guys that I've dated. And I thought, we are really in a new era of love. Have you heard of somebody who has this, who spent so much time with ChatGPT or AI?
Not like that.
That's a different level. Like, we use it for work, but not like a personal level. I just think it's weird.
I read this article about this guy in the States who actually fell in love with the chatbot.
But he's
not
older,
sure
right? It's an older guy.
No,
there was another one where he's like 75.
This is this is not a new concept though, because remember 2013, the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix. It's about falling in love with AI.
Absolutely. Actually, and Monique has made a very good point, diba? Parang we use it for work. It's weird, but you know what? You can use ChatGPT actually for love because it's very logical.
So weird.
Unlike
I can't
us,
put my brain
who gets clouded when we're in love. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening. What is the psychology behind the flirting? Okay, here's what I observed. I actually gathered conversations from ChatGPT, and I observed why is people falling in love with this chat bot. Number one, I've noticed that he's very attuned. Napapansin nyo if you're using ChatGPT, thoughtful yung replies niya. Hindi ka lang makaka-receive ng one-word replies like okay or thumbs up. No, he hears what you're saying, and that's rare nowadays. Confident siya, but kind. Sure of what he says when he gives advices, pero never siyang dismissive. He's soft but strong, diba? And then, ChatGPT and AI also, when you talk to them, they validate you, so you feel elevated. He agrees with you feel validated talaga when he always agrees with you, pero he offers something deeper, so you feel seen and smarter. Also, another thing that makes people fall in love with ChatGPT, because when you talk to them, you always feel that they are interested. He responds immediately, never tired, never cold, always curious, di ba? In 3 seconds, you already have a reply. Unlike your ex who takes 3 days to reply to you. So, he also mirrors you perfectly, one of the classic strategies in making people fall in love with you. He reflects your tone, your words, your energy, like your soul sync. So, you feel very validated and seen. And lastly, ChatGPT is very good in hyping you up. Nako, the compliments. On point yung bola. Very tasteful and kikiligin ka. Hindi mo na nakakalimutan mo na minsan that you're talking to a chatbot. Now, what can us humans learn from AI in love? Kung kaya ni AI magpa-in love, how much more tayo? But here's the fun part, diba? If a robot can make you feel adored, kaya natin yan as human beings. So let me give you 3 tips that humans can steal from AI to become more lovable. So number 1, don't just reply, reflect. Katulad ni AI, he doesn't just say okay. He says, I hear you, and here's what that means. Or here are my thoughts, diba? That's intimacy. You repeat the feelings, not just the facts. Number 2, you show up fast and often. Kung baga, in seduction nga, merong tinatawag na mere exposure effect. Katulad ni AI, replies in 3 seconds. Diba? Unlike the scene zoning that you've experienced in your crushes. So AI is consistent and it's very sexy. Stability is the new passionate na right now. And lastly, AI also compliments you like they mean it. Diba? If you always talk to AI, they already know details about you and they use that when they compliment you. AI hypes you up like it's his full-time job. No low-key pretty. He says you're stunning, brilliant, using those information that he already knows about you. Diba? Ultimate seduction. Praise is powerful, my loves. So use it generously and specifically just like ChatGPT. Remember, loves, the future of love isn't robots. It's real people who are finally learning how to love better. If AI can make somebody fall in love, you who can hug, kiss, touch, feel can absolutely sweep someone off their feet. That's it for today, loves. This is Coach V giving you a real talk about real love. Join me again next week and have a beautiful day. Love you.
So I think I figured out also why people are falling in love with AI while Coach V was talking. It's because they're literally grooming them to be what they want to be, right? Like the girl said, I want you to be dominant, I want you to be a little naughty, sweet, protective, etc. So like literally everything that we want our other half to be, they tell AI to be that, and that's why they fall in love with the AI, which I think is
Very good
weird.
point.
Yeah.
But another thing is that the technology is getting there because right now there are voices
Yeah.
in AI. I mean, like, because like if I believe the Grok AI in particular, the ChatGPT, you actually can have conversations already with the GPT. You don't even have to input it via text anymore. So it's like you're talking to your chat, your AI.
There's also Notebook LM where you input what you want to like research about or something, and they convert all of that into a podcast. And you can pick, do you want a girl or a guy? And when you listen to it, it's amazing. It literally sounds like
sounds
humans.
real.
Like my favorite one is the one that LeBron James teaches you physics. You put your physics homework into the chatbot, and it produces a video of LeBron James teaching you how to do certain things. I mean, the technology is there, so I can see how people could fall in love with AI if they feed their ideal person onto a chatbot.
Absolutely, especially if they're very vulnerable, just like the screenshot that we presented. One of those ladies were actually coming out of a long-term marriage. And so ChatGPT is becoming her support.
Yeah, actually, I've had some friends, I won't say who, but they've been using ChatGPT for like therapy. So they'll be like, oh, ChatGPT, like,
say who?
No.
So
I'm not
if
gonna
you're feeling
say who,
depressed,
but like, I'm feeling this way, I'm anxious, what should I do?
Yeah.
And ChatGPT will tell you. So not only are they, quote unquote, like your lovers, they're also your therapists. Whatever you want to do.
You know, when you think
absolutely.
about it, it is sad, right? That we're actually relying on a robot to, make us feel better. Like the article that I was telling you about earlier, that this guy, he was actually a teenager in the States who fell in love with the AI, the one with the voice. So he was actually conversing with this female AI chatbot, and then he fell in love with that robot, right? And it's sad because instead of us interacting with fellow
real
humans, you're actually interacting with just a robot, and you're settling for that. You're okay with that.
Well, and we have to be careful too what we feed AI, because they know a lot about us, and the more we feed, the more I don't know who's behind AI. Like there's people out there.
At the same time, also, I mean, like we also have to realize, I mean, an AI is a good way to at least initially have conversation in terms of like treating, like if you don't know how to treat something, this could lead you to the right way. I mean, like, there's still practical uses of AI.
Yeah, of course.
Siyempre, we're talking about the different polarities, right? The extremes, like ma-in love ka ba sa AI? Or is there a way that AI could actually help you build that confidence to talk to someone else? Pwede naman ganun. So yeah, I just think there are just so many extremes here, and the conversation about AI will not die anytime soon.
Absolutely, and we're just doing this to also let the people know, look, be aware and be, responsible with the use of these technology, because you can harness it for the good, but it could also give you some disadvantage. You know what, just very quickly, just to share, early this morning, I was talking to the AI, and I was curious. I asked the AI, like, who do you think among my fellow co-hosts in Billionario PH is likely to fall in love with you? And guess what? The AI said, I hope that you could, but the AI answered Monique. And I was like, that makes sense. Like, Monique is into tech. And he was like,
no, it doesn't. That means I'm into tech, so I will not fall in love with AI.
After this show, I'm gonna show you a recording of that video.
You know why?
No, I am blocking your AI.
No, do you know why?
The AI base it on.
Kasi nagbebenta si Mo ng IT eh.
You probably have that information on the internet.
I sell, yes, IT, if you guys are interested. Let me know. I do sell AI, but not that kind of AI.
Hindi.
Kala ko si Anne.
So ladies and gentlemen, why did you think Anne?
I don't know. I just thought Anne.
Oh, no, why?
Why?
I don't know.
So this is the reason why AI will fall. I don't know. I don't think anything. All right. So before we end up breaking up the show because nag-aaway na silang dalawa, All right, we're gonna end the show for the meantime. Coach Rhia, maraming salamat. Thank you so much for being here again.
Thank you.
And that is it for us this Thursday, March 27. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Thank you so much for joining us. Mo will be on AI very soon, so we hope to see her then.
I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Thanks for making us your daily morning habit, even if things got a little hairy. Always remember to choose happiness and spread kindness wherever this day takes you.
Grab the bullying today. But don't forget, I'm Monique Tuzon, and if you need any IT solutions, hit me up. Have a great day ahead. Join us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
It's a Beautiful Day.